Hey, YouTube, we are live again. Tonight, we're gonna talk about insomnia healing for you. Thank you for coming on. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Dr. Robyn Scott. I'm your sleep health coach, helping you to get the most amazing sleep. If you're dealing with anything like insomnia, you're having a hard time even staying asleep once you go to sleep, you are in the right place today. So we're going to definitely be talking about some great insomnia sleep hacks to really get you over that hump today. We're continuing our A to Z sleep hack series. And what we're doing, let me fix my camera just a little bit here. Okay. We're continuing our A to Z sleep hack series, and we're on the letter I already. So we're moving through the alphabet. Definitely check it. This is a playlist, an A to Z playlist. Definitely check that out. Hop on to the playlist, and you'll see all the other things that we covered already on the playlist. Great. So number one we're going to talk about is using natural sleep supportive incense. So incense is a great way to help you get some good sleep, and we're looking at those fragrances that are known to help you get rest. So lavender incense, frankincense, myrrh, some sandalwood. These are really good to help you to really calm down. They actually slow down your brain waves, slowing down your heart so that you can really relieve any tension and anxiety so that you can get good rest. So that's one of the ways you definitely want to give a try for some of the incense. Just burning a small amount before bed during your wind down time. And this can be a part of your bedtime routine. It will actually support you relaxing and actually just grounding yourself. And it's just a delicious way to scent your home. Once again, check the ingredients, making sure to use natural incense. Hi, I see some people starting to come into the live. Make sure you like the live so we can help push that out. And I think Eliza's on. Hi, Eliza. Nice to meet you. I'm Dr. Robyn Scott. I'm a clinical pharmacist and a sleep health coach. I help people get the most amazing sleep ever so that they can wake up to take over their day. Al, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I think Dizzy is on. Eliza's on. Oh, thank you for the like, Eliza. I love it. Thank you. So once again, I'm a clinical pharmacist, and my background story, I think I've shared this before. I had difficulty getting to sleep about 7 or 8 years ago when previously I got amazing sleep. I never had an issue with that. All of a sudden, life started lifing with me. Hi, we got some new people coming on. Hi, Isaiah. Hi, Ezekiel. Hi, Isaiah and Hezekiah. Thanks for stopping into the live today. And one of the things I noticed that my sleep issues, and this is what most people come to me for, is stress-induced insomnia. A lot of people are dealing with so many things going on in the world right now. Trust me, I know. I try not to watch the news. In fact, I recommend that all of my clients turn the news off. Now, you don't want to bury your head in the sand so you don't know what's going on, but you do want to turn the news off. I have some relatives who love watching that news with that strip going across in the evening, where it's just constantly, it keeps you in a constant high, panicky state. It also keeps you in a high cortisol state. So now you're panicky, you feel stressed out because you're always watching, and the news isn't there to give us good news. It's occasionally we get a feel-good story, but it's rare. We are getting bombarded with bad news. So definitely cut that news off at nighttime. Cut it off even during the day. Find somewhere where you can get your top bullet points, but you don't want to be slammed with all of the bad news going on. that will cause stress-induced insomnia. So that we're going over some of the ways to help you eliminate some of the, oh, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much, Eliza. Be sure to subscribe and like the video. And we're doing an A to Z sleep series. And we are on the letter I tonight. So the first letter we talked about was definitely I, and it's incense. Using gentle fragrance such as lavender, sandalwood, frankincense, myrrh, vetiver. These are different fragrances that actually support you getting a good night's sleep. So the next one we're going to talk about is an infrared sauna. So everything's going to start with I. I have a far infrared sauna that I use on a daily basis. It is great for helping you to detox. We have so many toxins in our body. We have toxins coming from our air. We have toxins coming from even, I've been trying to, really watch the makeup I'm wearing because our makeup is full of toxins. Our hair care can be a lot of toxins. Thank you, Isaiah and Hezekiah, for subscribing. Be sure if you like this, subscribe, like, leave some comments below. We'll get this pushed out. We're being bombarded with toxins. Our air has it. It could be in our hair care products, in makeups, different lotions, and everything that is being used on the market today is something that we really need to be careful of. One way to help eliminate these toxins is using an infrared sauna. And you can get these, they sell various different kinds of, like at Amazon. You can find them all over the place. And what they'll do, they'll actually increase circulation, relieve muscle tension, and actually promote a post-sauna cooling effect. So that is a really good thing for initiating sleep, because we actually need that cooling effect for our body temperature to lower in order for us to get great sleep at night. So number one, we talked about using incense, especially some of the ones that we know that help us to get good sleep, such as myrrh, frankincense, lavender, sandalwood, vetiver. Some of those are really good fragrances. An infrared sauna, do some research on that. It will actually help lower your nighttime cortisol and reduce inflammation. So if you're feeling any pain or anywhere, hi, we have some new people, huh? Be sure if you're having any issues getting to sleep or staying asleep, or if you know someone who does, be sure to like and subscribe to our channel. We cover all things sleep here, from lucid dreaming to deep dreaming to waking up in the middle of the night all the time. So hi, thank you. I'm trying to see if I say this name right. Yepin Yuji, thank you for coming on to our live tonight. We have a lot of great people leaving amazing comments. Definitely subscribe so that you can really get ahead of the sleep deprivation. We know that sleep deprivation causes a lot of issues. It can cause issues with having chronic disease. It can cause issues where you just can't remember things. They do think it's one of the baselines of, oh, thank you so much for the compliment. And she said, you're such a good scientist. Thank you. I even wear my lab coats for these lives. So thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So you want to really get ahead of that if you're having insomnia. And this is where you're having issues to sleep, multiple nights. All of us can have that occasional bad night of sleep. That's actually normal. We're not robots, we're humans. So it's actually normal for occasionally to have an issue with sleep. For instance, I know if I have anything really stressful going on in life, I may have a night where there's a problem. The issue is when it's night after night after night after night. That is the major problem that we really want to get ahead of. Because when it's night after night after night, it means that we aren't consolidating our memories. So that means you have all these memories and things that you're learning throughout the day. They're not able to gel, okay? And someone said, I'll donate $2. Oh, no, you don't have to donate all your birthday money. Thank you. You keep your birthday money and treat yourself. Happy birthday. I have some family members and birthdays that are this week. So happy birthday to you. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate that. So you want to get ahead of, we have cough and cold season coming up right now. So you want to get ahead of that and really fortify your immune system. Our immune system does a lot of rebuilding, repair, and recharging every night while we are asleep. So that is super, super important. If you find, that you're always having a cough, you're always having a cold, definitely check to make sure that you're getting good sleep, okay? One of the next things I wanted to talk about is using inversion poses. And these are really yoga poses to help you to get a good night's sleep. So these are like gentle poses. One of them is with your legs up against the wall. And these will support your drainage of lymph, getting rid of, drainage and waste within the body. It's very helpful. It helps to regulate the blood flow and calms our nervous system. There's a variety of different yoga poses that we can do to help us to calm down. Before bed, you shouldn't be doing any, really active exercising. If you do too much exercise before bed, you can rise your cortisol level, making it really difficult to get a good night's sleep. So definitely you can do some gentle stretches. I'm doing some examples of some stretches now. You could do some great neck rolls, doing more stretches. Stretching before bed is a great idea to loosen up any tension. It's hard to get good sleep when we're tensed up. So doing those stretches is a really, really good idea. So practicing gentle stretching, some gentle yoga poses, like we talked about, the inversion pose. We're covering everything for insomnia. Practicing that for about 5 to 10 minutes before bed will prepare your body to be calm, still, and relaxed, and to definitely go to sleep. So how are oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry your fingers hurt. I hope you feel better soon. Definitely. And definitely if you're experiencing a lot of sore throats and sore things, definitely check out your sleep. That's one thing when we go to, definitely, is it okay if I subscribe? I would love for you to subscribe. Yeah. Everyone who's popping on the live right now, definitely feel free to subscribe. Definitely like the live so we can get more traction in. That'll send more traction in as well, and push this out to the algorithm. So thank you so much. Definitely. The next we're going to talk about is getting iron-rich foods. Now, iron deficiency can definitely be a baseline issue of why you may be having insomnia. So this can be also linked to if you're having like anemia issues, if your hemoglobin isn't high enough, restless leg syndrome, and this can definitely disrupt your sleep. So if you're consuming iron-rich foods, you won't have this problem as much. So you're gonna, looking at lentils, your beef, bison, string beans, some spinach. And you wanna do this earlier in the day to support better oxygen transport and your sleep. And actually you could increase its absorption if you're taking it with some vitamin C as well. So that's one definitely thing, the sleep depth, if you're having any issues with anemia. There's also some natural iron supplements. Now, I always recommend that you check with your primary care doctor. Check with them to find out, are these supplements compatible with what you already have going on? Are they good for any lab work that you've had done for yourself? Also, and oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Definitely, and that could be very stressful. Yeplum UG, and I hope I'm saying your name right. I'm so sorry to hear about your dad and dealing with that. So you would definitely always make sure you check with primary care if you see a doctor, nurse practitioner, a PA. Some people go to herbalists, naturopaths, however that is. So that's something definitely to look into. So iron-rich foods. The next thing we want to talk about is the intention setting for sleep. you should definitely set that intention for sleep. Setting a clear, calming intention, something like, I allow myself to rest, or tonight I welcome deep, wonderful sleep. It can quiet your mind chatter. A lot of people can't get good sleep because their minds are just racing, and they can't seem to quiet the chatter. Having an intention of actually setting these intentions for sleep can help you to really calm yourself down, begin to get relaxed, reduce any nighttime resistance that you may have to getting good sleep. So this blends mindfulness and also subconscious priming. You're priming your subconscious mind to let it know that it's okay for your mind, body, your soul, your spirit to rest. A lot of people think they're supposed to just go all the time, and they don't get the rest that they need and require. So this is definitely something that you want to look into. Okay. It's like you're thinking. Yes, very much. It's like your thought process and how you're thinking, setting that intention and those thoughts, definitely. And you want to repeat it silently to yourself. And you can also journal. We talked about journaling last night. Journaling is a great way before bed to do that brain dump. If your brain is just racing and you can't seem to get that good night's sleep that you would like and that you require, definitely have your journal. Have your journal. Actually, you could journal in your bed while you're lying down. It's called horizontal journaling. Definitely have that. You will find that you can actually release some of the things that are going on in your mind so fast. Get that out of your mind onto the paper so that you can relax and finally calm your nervous system down so that you could begin to enter into the stages of sleep. The next one we're going to talk about is a particular amino acid. It's called isoleucine. It's a sleep supporting amino acid. It may support any muscle recovery. So if you're having any sore or achy muscles, once again, having pain can actually cause you to have insomnia. There is something called pain-induced insomnia. So you definitely want to look into very supplements, very treatments and therapies that will support you, definitely decreasing that pain so that you can get a great night's sleep. Once again, I always go back to my favorite mineral, no matter what I'm talking about, is magnesium. Magnesium is an excellent, probably one of the top natural muscle relaxants that we have today. And I see some new people come on. Be sure to like the live and definitely subscribe if you or someone you know needs help getting really great sleep. So definitely hop on for that. So we're talking about magnesium. Magnesium can actually help you to go to sleep naturally, in a natural way. So there's so many ways you can use the magnesium. You can put the bath salts in your bath, and you can get them. They're called Epsom salts. Every drugstore and grocery store carries Epsom salts, and they're very affordable. So this is an affordable, drug-free way where you're talking about, yes, I see Ashley here. Hey, Ashley, A. Marie talks. Yeah, magnesium helps you to get that good sleep naturally. It definitely does. They've make it in. I think if you look down, do a search on my particular channel, I have like magnesium spray where I'm showing magnesium oils, magnesium flakes, and you can actually have a magnesium supplement. Once again, you always want to check with your primary care provider to make sure this is something safe and good that you should be taking. So we got off topic a little bit. I'm talking about letter I's tonight. So isoleucine can be found in eggs, turkey, tofu, and it contributes to our overall sleep architecture. And that's just a fancy name for, our sleep, how the different phases we go into. We go into about 4 phases of sleep. We phase in and out of those phases throughout the night. And one of our major phases we know is doing the actual, like our REM, where we're getting our rapid eye movement, going into the deepest sleep, where we do a lot of body repair. So that's super important. The next eye we want to talk about is isometric muscle release. And that's where you will actually tense your muscles. You'll tense them in various forms. Can you help me with sleep? I haven't been sleeping good. Yes, thank you. And welcome to the channel, Anthony. We help people get the sleep they require and they need on a nightly basis. So definitely welcome. Be sure to subscribe and like so that we can push this out more to the algorithm. We are here talking about tonight A to Z sleep hacks. We are on the letter I right now. So we talked about using some natural incense that are like lavender, vetiver for helping to sleep. A infrared sauna. I have a far infrared sauna that I use on a daily basis. It's great for detox. It increases circulation. And most of all, it decreases your stress and your cortisol levels. Most people who come to me have stress-induced insomnia, which is understandable. Again, we talked about this. We have things going on. We hear wake up to war. I have a good friend who told me, who lives on the East Coast, that they are having earthquakes. They had an earthquake a few days ago, and now they had another one today. You know, we have a lot of things going on in our lives where I understand, I think everyone understands and gets it, why we have that stress. While we can't get rid of it 100%, I wish I had a magic wand that I could wave and get rid of it 100%. I can't do that, and neither can you get rid of stress 100%. But stress-induced insomnia is one of the major forms of insomnia that's affecting people every day and all day. My channel really focuses on how can we reduce that stress. Once again, we can't get rid of it. There's even some stress that's good stress that we shouldn't even want to get rid of. So how can we reduce it? We talked about far infrared saunas. You can get infrared sauna blankets. You can have, I actually have, mine is actually like a little tube that I can put over different parts of the body. The infrared sauna is going to actually lower your heart rate. It's going to increase circulation. And most of all, it's going to really lower the cortisol, which is the stress hormone. And yes, I think, and a gentleman shared here, I think mine is caused from depression. My aunt passed away in March, and I cried, but yes. Yeah, it's hitting. You know what? I want you to give yourself some grace, Anthony. Anytime, and I basically can say this about 100% of times in my life, anytime somebody close to me passes away, I have issues sleeping. I usually don't sleep for that first 1 or 2 weeks well after they pass away. It's just what happens. I give myself grace. It's when it goes on for week after week after week and month after month after month. That's when I would get concerned. And that's when I had my own concern, when I really had insomnia issues. This was years ago when my dad passed away. And I was going through a lot. I was going through a divorce at the same time. My dad passed away at the same time. I started a new job at the same time. It was a nightmare that I couldn't get to sleep to. So you get it. So I definitely get that and understand that. Definitely make sure you subscribe here. And we'll have in the comment section, we'll put a free download so you can get, we can get your email and definitely share more information for you. We have a free PDF download. It'll be in the comments after I upload this. And to really help people who have grief. I think grief is definitely one of the major causes too, and that's a part, probably a sub part of the stress-induced insomnia. So I understand, I get it, and you definitely want to support yourself. Thank you so much for subscribing. We are here to help people get the rest. Our bodies can't function. It's really a foundation of our health. A lot of people, I've heard people say stuff like, you know, I'm just so busy right now. I'm crazy busy. I'll just sleep when I'm dead. That's a horrible thing. I don't have any water. Well, I guess I do. That's a horrible thing. Yeah, I've been a walking zombie. I have felt like that too, where I couldn't make good decisions.
I even stopped driving for a while, where I just couldn't drive for a while because of these issues with going to sleep. And I could, let me drink a little bit more water. Thank you for your patience while I cough, whatever that was up. Yeah, that's how you feel when you haven't slept for a while. You feel like you're really not living, like you know you're in a body, but you're just kind of moving through life. And just imagine the types of decisions we're making like that. Probably not the good decisions that we need for our life. We're probably making bad decisions. We're not able to remember things as clear. We don't have a lot of clarity that we would usually have for our life. So that's something majorly important why we need to get that good night's sleep. So I think that, you know, the people on the live right now, I think you really started that first step where you realize that, listen, there is an issue going on. You've pinpointed it where you said, you know, there was a major stressor that occurred. Yeah. And that can be hard. I watched a cousin who was close to me in age, and we grew up together, Anthony, and I had that exact same thing happen. And for a while, it replayed in my mind. One of the things we talked about yesterday, if you have a chance to go watch yesterday, one of the things that can really help you, that helped me so that I could get that image out of my mind, because I went to the hospital too and watched that, is sleep hypnosis. And what this is this a calming voice, and they have a lot of different sleep hypnosis tracks here on YouTube. You can get one on Spotify. There's a bunch of them you can download on MP3, and these will calm you and kind of help get your mind off of some of those things that you saw, especially that you had to deal with. So the track will start something like, you know, you are safe, you are releasing a lot of the stress in your life. You've been through a lot, but you right now are grateful that you can definitely get to sleep. So yeah, you had a lot of stuff is just pounding and hitting you. So definitely get that rest when you can. And that's so important. What I tell people when there's a lot going on in your life, I tell them schedule your sleep. You schedule so many other things. You schedule when you're gonna, you know, take your car in to get service. You say you're starting college on the 25th, and you started a new job. So you scheduled that somewhere. You've either put it in a planner, you put it in, you know, Google Calendar, Notion is another one. What gets scheduled gets done. So schedule some time for rest, even nap times. Schedule some times if you're feeling that tiredness come on. Schedule that time for you to get some rest and some downtime. We can't just go. We are not robots. I know AI is a big thing now, but we are not robots. We cannot live like that. We need to schedule the time that we're going to bed. Like, I know what time, it's almost 8 o'clock here p.m. I know that once I'm done with this live, I'm going to be doing my bedtime routine, because it's going to be time for me to calm down, calm my nervous system, get off right now so that you can see me. I have on the lights. The lights are really bright, so I'm going to turn on the dim lighting. It's hard for us to get a good night's sleep with all of these bright fluorescent lights in our home, even the LED lighting. So if you have some blue blocker glasses, you can have those on to help you to block some of that lighting. Also, you can actually do some things where you're just not turning those on, and you have dim lamps. Like throughout the evening, our house is lit with lamps and not really bright lights. So that's something you definitely put over the place. Now, someone said, when I nap, I can't sleep through the night, and I know that's bad. So there's some tips if you would like to take a nap, because napping too long and at the wrong times can totally wreck your nighttime sleep. So your napping time should be between about, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. The latest you can go in 3, but that's really pushing it. Again, for nap time too, you should be taking power naps. If you take a 2 to 3 hour nap in the afternoon, it is highly, highly possible that you will have difficulty getting a good night's sleep. So you definitely, you can nap if you do it in the proper window. So you just have a few hours in that afternoon window to get that nap in. And then once you do get that in, you need to set an alarm. And I don't like really loud. I think we did that when we did the letter A. We don't like really loud alarms. So, and I've been napping when I get home from work. Okay. So yeah, that's kind of late to take a nap. That's going to wreck your nighttime sleep. He said, I've been napping when I get home from work at 4:24. That's too late, unfortunately, to really nap. I don't know what type, where you work at, what you do in the middle of the day. I have taken naps in my car, at my desk at work, found a corner where no one was going to bother me. These are some things you can definitely do. And I didn't see your comment. Let me go back to UG here. I never to house before, my cousin did when we were playing with our toys and turn. And they put the toys and burn them. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Losing a cousin is so hard because these are our peers that we played with. We had a great time with. And we just, we had just wonderful fun with growing up. We can understand, even though we have a great grandparent, grandparent gets really old. We get that. But someone our age, when I lost my cousin, I was like, we're supposed to live to our hundreds together. She was just like a couple years older than me. I expected her to, maybe pass at 106 and I'm 104. That's what my expectation was. And when it happens so young, that could be so difficult. One of the things I definitely like to really look at in the service, but I'm always on the go. Okay, so if you can plan for some rest during the day, because right now you're running your body into the ground, Anthony, just being 100% honest with you. You said, I started working at 11, 4, and I work at a dealership. You should be allowed to rest during, even for some of these shifts that are shorter shifts, you can get 15, usually to 30 minutes, usually by law, to have some rest. That's enough to have a power nap. You can have a power nap. Once again, I want you to be safe. I don't want anything dangerous or weird to happen. So, if you're in a safe, good environment, you can have a power nap in your car very quickly. You can do it at your desk very quickly. Getting a power nap in when you're just go. Your body will thank you and your health will thank you. And your sleep that night later on will help you too. And UG, you had a comment. You said, did you read my comment? Tell me again. Only comment I saw was about your cousin, and I definitely could relate to that. I know, so you can, I'm gonna do it. Definitely. I'm gonna put, and when this video is over, I'll put be able to get your email. Download my free PDF. It'll be in the comment section of this particular video. Download that, and once you download that, I'll be able to get your email to follow up with you, definitely to give you some help. Yeah. Okay, this is your catch. When I have sleep paralysis, it's really scary and it lasts for 2 minutes. Okay, sleep paralysis can be frightening. Very scary. Once again, one of the major things that can assist with that is some of the sleep hypnosis. Being able to, be available to suggestion, dealing with that paralysis. Yeah. And that could last a long time, even though it just lasts for 2 minutes. It seems like it goes on for hours, and that you're frozen and you can't quite wake up, and you're in this in-between stage. I would highly recommend some sleep hypnosis for you for that. Yeah. Trying to see, is there any other questions? Yeah, and I could definitely help you, Anthony. Go ahead and download that PDF once we're done with that video, and I'll have your email to follow up with for sure for that. So some of the next things is imagery rehearsal therapy. This is for people who have, this may even be helpful for you, Eugene, when you have some of the sleep paralysis. It's also really helpful if you have a recurring nightmare or a bad dream. It involves rewriting the script of the nightmare or the bad dream while you're awake. and definitely doing like a repeated visualization of this new version. This will reduce the frequency of this nightmare always occurring and will improve the sleep quality. You can also really try this for the sleep paralysis as well to assist with that. So next we're going to talk about is looking at, we're on the letter I again, A to Z sleep hacks for the letter I. So we have isolation from stimulation. Creating a buffer zone is really, really important where you're isolated from, we talked about really intense light, the fluorescent lighting, the LED lighting, blue lights, sounds, and even isolating yourself from problem solving activities is a part of your bedtime routine. So you don't want to be focusing on just, having to solve things. You really need to really dump that out onto paper, so that you can really get rid of that for the night and not have to worry and worry and worry. If you're worrying and tossing and turning, you're having too much stress right before bed. And so that's definitely going to cause issues with getting to sleep. So that's definitely something you want to do. And oh, that's fine. Don't give those out then. That's fine. You can just definitely watch the channel and get as many tips and hits if you can, for sure. Yeah. So the next one I wanted to talk about is immersive soundscapes. And this is various types of audio. A lot of people can't go to sleep in just dead silence. They need various different types of immersive sound experiences. So one of the examples can be rainstorms, or even gentle rain. Some people don't want a whole storm, but some people like a storm. They sleep really well during a storm. Some people just need gentle rain to help them go to sleep. Also, gentle waves. I know I love the sound of beaches. I'm a beach person. I love being at the beach. I find it calming, soothing, and relaxing. So gentle beach waves can be really, really helpful as well. Shifting attention away from that mental noise. We get a lot of mental noise, a lot of chatter in our brain. Having an immersive sound experience can definitely help quiet some of that chatter. And you can listen to, forests, and like leaves rustling in the forest and trees swaying. There's so many natural sounds that you can really embrace on this really immersive things. And it always happens when I sleep on my back. Oh, that's interesting. She says her sleep paralysis happens on your back. That's a story you can rewrite in your journaling. Definitely help with doing that while you're awake. That I sleep great on my back. I sleep wonderfully, and I don't have issues with sleep paralysis. Definitely that messaging and that instant suggesting through hypnosis would be really, really helpful for you. So I hope you can find some really great YouTube tracks, and those would be free for you to get some of those as well. The next I we're going to talk about is inspirational reading. So this is non-stimulating reading that you're going to be doing on a regular basis in the evening before you go to bed at night. So this is something that inspires you, gives you hope for tomorrow. But I always warn people, don't read anything that's really loud. And I have really loud neighbors right now, you guys. I'm going to close this window, and I'm sorry about that. I can hardly talk. So you want to read something that's really, that is going to put you to sleep, okay? You want to really put something together that's not going to, we all have these boring books. Everyone has their favorite boring book. It's like, oh, I don't want to read that. It bores me to sleep. That is one way to help assist you to get to sleep at night. Pull that boring book out. Pull that out of your bookshelf and focus on that. Focus on inspirational, gentle, even good spiritual texts before bed. These can foster great calm, relaxation, and help to regulate your emotional system as well. Focusing on some of the spiritual books, can really help us too to get some of that stress off of our shoulders. So when we get that stress off of our shoulders, and put it onto a higher power, knowing that there's a higher power looking out for us. And that could be helpful definitely before going to bed, that there is some support and help in getting our problem solved and getting a good night's sleep. So the next one I wanted to talk about is inner dialogue. What are we saying to ourselves? I think they say, you know, our thoughts, we're having like 40,000 thoughts a day. So that is a lot of inner dialogue that's going on. So you want to practice awareness of your internal bedtime dialogue. It's okay to say, you know, I'm tired. Sometimes we feel like in this hustle culture that we can't say that, but you really can. You can say, I'm tired. I'm ready for bed. That I am going to get an amazing night's sleep. That should be some of your inner dialogue on a regular basis. You want to say things to yourself also, you know, I'm giving myself permission to sleep. I love sleep. I'm happy to go to sleep. I am safe and protected as I go to sleep. I am thrilled to be getting an amazing night's sleep. So your inner dialogue, watch what you're saying. Don't say, oh no, I'm so tired, but I have so much to do and I got to do blah, 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 ABC. No. And okay, almost your bedtime. Thank you for hopping on the live with us this evening, UG. I thank you. Appreciate you subscribing too. Because it's getting late, people. It's almost bedtime for some people. And depending on where you're at in the world, it may already be bedtime for you. So that's great. This is a good time. If you want to get your favorite sleep hypnosis track, we're going to probably be adding some here to this channel so that you can get the most amazing sleep. The next one is inhalation breath holds. So we talked about doing the 4-7-8. We want to do and make sure we're taking deep breaths on our 4. We're holding it for 7 and releasing for 8. So inhaling deeply and holding it for a slow exhale reduces any type of nervous system arousing that we may be experiencing when it's time to go to bed at night. So this pattern will also temporarily slow your heart rate, lower your blood pressure, and it will activate the vagus nerve for getting good sleep. So repeating this a full time actually kind of puts you into a trance. So that's doing the 4-7-8 breathing. And I'll get to your question in 1 second. Oh, thank you so much, Yuji. Thank you for the compliment. You guys are so great tonight. One of the things you want to do is, and we'll go through this breathing exercise. You're going to inhale for 4, hold that for 7, and exhale for 8. Breath work is one of the best ways to calm yourself down for good relaxation before you go to sleep at night. So we'll go ahead and act this out, and then we'll get to your question, Anthony. So for the first thing, we're going to take a deep breath on the count of 3. We're going to hold it for 4. So we're going to breathe, inhale for 4, hold for 7, and then exhale for 8 on the count of 3. So 1, 2, 3. One more time on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, so that's great. I'm already feeling sleepy because of that. I'm going to do a quick plug before we go ahead. Anthony has a really good question. One of the other ways that helps me get to sleep, and I give this to my clients, is organic lavender sleep spray. You're going to shake this up. You're going to spray this. And you can just spray this in the air in general on your sheets. You can spray this on your pillow to help you get great sleep at night. This is really a part of your bedtime routine to help really assist getting the good night's sleep. So that's our SleepWell RX organic lavender sleep spray. This isn't some instant, sleep in a bottle. This is just really a treatment that's a part of your bedtime routine to calm and relax your nervous system and to alert your entire body, mind, and soul that it's time to go to sleep. And every time you'll smell the lavender, you know it's time to relax. I also encourage people, if they're working, having a super busy day at work and they need to relax, definitely give this a try as well. This is something definitely you have to do. So, does not eating affect sleep? That's a really, really good question. So, one of the things that people, if you're just not eating at all, your body will go into a survival mode around 2 or 3 in the morning, where your cortisol will rise up. And it shouldn't rise up that time in the morning, because you haven't had any food. So if you're not eating regularly, that blood sugar, your body will notice when your blood sugar plummets. And it gets into a basically an alert mode, like, okay, wake them up. They need to get something to eat. We can't have these plummeting blood sugars, depending on how low it can get. So there's some other food things. We have some more info on the channel. I'll do a quick food thing briefly. You want to have your biggest meal about 3 hours before you go to bed. This is because this will give your body time to digest that food. If you have it too much, oh, thank you, Yuji, so much. I'm glad you love the stream. Thank you. If you have a giant meal, it can make you like doze off a little bit, but it's going to interrupt your sleep architecture, because you're going to be spending time digesting and not that time getting good rest. So that's something you definitely want to look into. It's okay to have, and I even encourage people to have melatonin rich snack before bed, or tryptophan rich snack before bed. Some people have maybe a small serving of oatmeal with a little bit of banana cut off before bed. That can definitely have issues with getting good night's sleep. So if you don't eat, if you've been, and it's so busy that you've been missing meals, your blood sugar is gonna plummet while you're sleeping at night, and that's gonna wake you up in the middle of the night, and it's gonna be difficult to get back to sleep. So you definitely want to be eating regularly, based on definitely healthy eating. And we'll have to probably do a whole month of series of all the different foods and things. So that's something you definitely, once again, you need to plan that. Plan your meals out, because you can't, you're in a starvation phase. You've been so busy. I think someone says, that's me every day. I've been so I've been so busy, I haven't been able to eat. That's one of the major factors affecting, our diets. Our diets is a major factor affecting our health, affecting our ability to sleep, affecting our ability to work, to remember, affecting our relationships. So you have to definitely plan your meals, get some assistance with that as well. High blood pressure, some people do have issues. The blood pressure should be about 120/80. If it's too low blood pressure, they can have issues with their sleep. If it's too high and spiking, that can have issues with sleep too. So definitely looking and working with your primary care. I am a pharmacist. I dispense medications, but I don't actually write prescriptions for that. So that's something you would have to see a primary care person for, either your PA, your NP, your MD. Even there's some herbalists and naturopaths and napropaths who actually assist people with getting their blood pressure in the right range. So definitely blood pressure issues can exactly affect sleep. Yeah. That is one thing about sleep. This really is a reflection of your overall health. I'm giving tips and hacks and, different tricks you can use, but it affects your overall health in terms of, where are you at foundationally? What is the root cause of your insomnia? He brought up, he's not eating regularly. Definitely blood sugar spikes either way can cause you to wake up in the middle of the night. She talked about what happens if someone has high blood pressure. That can definitely cause issues. Oh, thank you, Yuji. Thank you so much. So that can definitely cause issues as well. So that's why it's really, really important to look at our overall health, look at our diet. I like to talk about, there's like a 10 tenets. I don't know if I said that right. 10 tenets of health. So you're looking at, the quality of food, the diet of food, the right amounts of food, how hydrated you are. It's hard to get good sleep if you are chronically dehydrated. I look at, what are you, incorporating into your life? Is your life incorporating of watching the news every night, being overly stressed out over the night? If you're having definitely issues and someone says, I go a whole day without eating. Okay, a day or two without eating, that's dangerous. Your blood sugar, you can be out somewhere driving, your blood sugar could plummet, you could black out. So that's definitely something you want to get a hold of. Get a hold and get a good meal plan. On You're actually just going to have to plan your life and schedule so that you can take care of your health. If you want to be here and be alive in this body, you need to get good sleep. And that sleep is based on, it's a reflection of what else is going on in our life. So if we're not eating well, we're not well hydrated, if we are overstressed, the American Medical Association has, I want to say in the past several years, they have really admitted that one of the major, major causes of us having, chronic illness and disease, the baseline of that is stress and how we handle it. Once again, we can't get rid of stress 100%. I don't know anyone who can. If you do know someone, send them my way. I would love to get rid of stress 100%. I don't know that that's possible, but it's how we handle the stress in our life. Definitely, it's like that. So we're almost coming up on the hour. I'm trying to see. Sometimes I'm like 2 hours and I drink. Okay, so you can have spaces in between your meals. That's fine. It's when I'm concerned about someone says I go a day or two without eating. You're going to have to prioritize your health. If you want to live a fulfilled life, you want to be here in this body, it's just that simple. Because when you prioritize everything outside of yourself, that will really cause you to deteriorate and cause major, major issues. So that's something, I think we all have to be reminded of, is to not put everything else and prioritize everything else outside of us. I'm not saying that we need to be 100% selfish, but selfishness is not 100% bad. That's probably a whole nother live for a whole nother time. Sometimes we need to be selfish. You need to be selfish and say, listen, I have to take care of me. My self-care matters. My health matters. And I know I have to have nourishment. Period. So going a day or two without food can definitely cause you to have insomnia. Your body is always trying to regulate and keeping a tight control on your blood sugars. So you're really going to cause things to go berserk in multiple ways, more than just sleep as well. So definitely look into that. Some of the other eyes we're going to talk about really is using before you're going to bed. If you have some isolation headphones or ear shields, if the noise is too much. We talked about before that some people really like to have an audio, music playing, and that's fine. There's tons of sleep meditations here on YouTube that would be really great for you to embark on, try. And I love the sleep hypnosis meditations. That can really help you with nightmares, bad dreams, the sleep paralysis we talked about earlier. Really hopping onto some of those, downloading some of those, using headphones. You want to use that so that it can reach, like both hemispheres of the brain. And also you want to start out with some slower ones at first, and some that maybe are only an hour or two, and even lower. They can be 20-30 minutes long, and then work your way up to some of the longer ones as well. And I listen to, ASMR can be a good one. As long as it's not a stressful one or one that's making you think, but one is just really kind of soothing. And they have so many amazing ones on here that you can't go wrong with some of those. So that's really, really good. So I want to thank everyone. This has been a wonderful night. Once again, definitely, I'm so happy. I think all of you all on here have subscribed. You've liked. I have a bunch of likes. Thank you for the likes and the subscriptions for night. I really appreciate it. You coming on for our A to C sleep hacks. I'll see you next time. We'll see you next time when we'll be on here either today or day after, where we're going to, let's see, we'll be on the letter H, I believe. A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J. No, we'll be on J. Oh my goodness, we're headed. Bye-bye. You have to go to bed. Yeah, I have to get to bed too. It's almost, I'm going to start yawning on here and sleeping on here. As a part of your bedtime routine, don't forget to try some of our organic lavender sleep spray. This is a great way. You can spray it in the air all around you to help calm you down, get some amazing, amazing sleep at night. This is not sleep in a bottle, but this is just a really, really good way to add a fortified, just a really excellent, time-tested, studied research ingredient to your bedtime routine, the lavender. And beautiful aromatherapy mist is really calming, soothing, and helping to regulate your nervous system. So once again, just a brief recap. I see a couple of people jumping on. Definitely subscribe if you need help with your sleep. We're helping people to get the most amazing, amazing sleep here at SleepWell RX. Or if you know someone who needs help with their sleep, definitely, make sure to stop in and like and subscribe. So we talked about, the letter I today. We're going to go over the letter J tomorrow. So thank you for coming on tonight. I'm going to put the link in the comment section. Take care, and I'll see you next time.